Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? How are you guys doing? Let me know where you're tuning in from tonight. The futures market is down again tonight because oil prices are up. Let me know where you're tuning in from tonight. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Let me know where you're tuning in from, which city, which country. Put your location in the chat. Let's see which city you're tuning in from. Futures market is down here. And SPY is down by 10 points overnight. Massive sell-off. All right, let's get my watch list here ready. Getting my watch list here ready. All right, so Ivy says she's from Ottawa. Nice. How's the weather in Ottawa? Is it warm? It's getting warm there. Okay, so we're going to get started shortly here. The market is the futures market is red, and oil is still up. Oil is still showing very strong tonight. And as long as oil continues rising, the stock market is going to sell off, right? Because that puts pressure on the market. So I've been saying that the market was due for a 10% correction for the longest time, and finally, it looks like we are heading towards that direction. Last week, when we did the live stream, I talked about the 100 SMA, the battle of the 100 SMA. So far, last week, Friday, we finally got a break and closed below the 100 SMA, which was a big milestone for the best. And they are following up tonight with a sell-off in the futures market, which means that SPY and the QQQ and all the major indices are going to open red as long as it stays this way, right? However, a lot of things can happen overnight, but I doubt there's anything that is going to happen overnight at this point because the war is getting out of hand. It has escalated. Things have gone from bad to worse because on the weekend we had reports that Israel bombed the oil fields of this guy's Iran, right? So the oil reserves, those areas were caught on fire, like the streets of Tehran were burning and stuff like that. And anytime that happens, it's going to affect oil prices and it's going to cause oil prices to continue rallying. So I will just go ahead here and share my screen and go through what I have here tonight. It's going to be put this here. Okay, all right. So first and foremost, we are going to check the Market Watch website, Market Watch, to see what's going on there. So this week we are going to get CPI. So CPI definitely is going to go up because the major component of CPI is energy, right? Oil and gas, energy, right? And food and services and stuff. So anytime oil is up, definitely CPI is going to go up. So the CPI, so this week we have, tomorrow there's nothing there. So those that day trade, swing trade, there's no economic catalyst that is going to is going to affect the market. Okay, and then Tuesday we have on Tuesday we have the NFIB optimism index. So these things are not going to really do much because they will not really move the market that much. What is going to move the market is what we have here on Wednesday, right? So on Wednesday we are going to get the CPI number, and definitely that CPI number is going to show that the market is the CPI number will come in hot, like hotter than expected, and that's going to cause the market to sell, right? Because anytime CPI is up, then that means that the market is not going to get the interest rate cuts that it deserves, right? So those are the things that we are going to be looking at this week here. Okay. All right. So let me go back to just 1 second. Let me check out something here. What's just going on with this? All right. So let me go back to just 1 second. Okay. All right. So we have so CPI is going to be a main watch this week. Obviously, it's obvious that it's going to be hot, because if it comes in low, then I'll be surprised, right? Next one is Thursday. We are going to get jobless claims. So jobless claims, I'm going to be watching these jobless claims closely, because we've been seeing a lot of layoffs, especially in the tech space, a lot of layoffs, because these jobs are now being taken over by AI. I believe that we are going to see this number is going to continue going up to 250, 300, that kind of thing. Once we get into the 250, 300 mark, that means the US economy is in a recession, right? So I've said it that since last year that the US economy was going to experience a recession. A lot of economists were saying it's a booming economy and all that stuff, but now they are realizing that the recession is a possibility, right? It's a possibility. And with all these geopolitical things going on with the oil prices and the war and all that stuff, is even going to make matters worse. On top of that, we have issues with private credits. There's been rumors that the US banks are struggling, and that has to do with private credit, and that could be the black swan event that accelerates the recession, right? So we should keep that on watch. And also there were, let me check this, double check this. Okay, so also last week there were rumors that they were actually it's true, there were confirmations that BlackRock, the world's leading wealth manager, number one wealth manager, was preventing investors from pulling their money from their accounts, right? So something is off, something just doesn't look good. So we shall see how things play out here as we head into this week. So this week, the major focus is going to be oil. What is oil doing? If oil prices continue rallying, then we are going to get continuous sell-off in the market. And all is going to depend on the situation in Iran. But I think that with Israel bombing their oil deposits and oil fields, they are going to retaliate, right? That is not going to go unanswered. That one, they are going to definitely react to that. And that is going to just make things worse. And the Straits of Hormuz has been closed. So the longer the Straits of Hormuz is closed, it's also going to prevent the transport of oil, which is like 20% of the world's oil is transported through the Straits of Hormuz, right? So if it's closed or it's danger for oil carriers to use that route, then it's going to cause oil prices to continue going up, right? So this is what's happening now in the market, and that is definitely going to affect the market. And on Friday, we are going to get the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, which is the PCE inflation data. That's also going to be a market moving event. And then we have consumer sentiment as well, job openings and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. So this week here, what I'm looking at most is I'm looking at oil. I'm looking at what oil is going to be doing. And then based on that, that's going to determine the type of trades that I take, right, in the market. So first off, we are going to check out what is happening in the SPY. Okay. We're going to happen what's in SPY. So let me check out the futures market again. Just 1 sec. Let me check out the futures market. So right now, overnight trading market is down. Everything is down here. We have a lot of things are down, like a lot of fear in the market right now. We have the SPY. Let me check the SPY. Where is it now? SPY. I think last time I checked, it was down by 10 points. Let's see. Let me just get the exact number. Okay. All right. So SPY is down by 10 points. So what we are going to do is I'm going to mark this here. Let me use this one to make it cleaner. So this was a previous close, right? So SPY is down. It's currently trading at 661. 661, and this is going to change throughout the night. 61, 61, something like that, right? That's where the SPY is trading, which is serious, right? Because that means that we are here at the gap entry, and definitely that means that we are going to come here tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, right? So this is significant sell-off. So here, from here to here is, we have 5%. That's approximately 6%. So my ultimate target for this sell-off is going to be here. See here? That's where I'm going to buy my favorite stocks and do a swing trade, right? That's this place. So we have about 6% or so left from here. But definitely once price gets here, there's going to be a reaction. So here you see that there's multiple support levels here. There's this support. There's this one here. And there's also this one here, right? So here we have this multiple support levels. So at least if we get price to be here, we are going to get that kind of reaction. So here, what I'm looking for tomorrow is that I'm going to be watching this gap fill. There's a gap fill here. So price will be trading somewhere here close to the gap entry. That's where it's trading right now, 661. So it's somewhere in between this. So we fill the gap, we dip into this area early, and then we come to this zone. So I expect to see a bounce here at the 200 SMA. So at 200 SMA, I expect to see a bounce there. That's where I believe that buyers are going to step in, and then we're going to get a bounce, right? So this is how I see this trade. So I'll go to my I'll go to this other chart here to show you something. So I've been talking about this parallel channel for a longest time. So this is the, let me go to the weekly time frame. What we're seeing. So this sell in the market is not surprising, right? Because we have seen this happen for the longest time, right? I've been mentioning that this area here has been the top and we were going to come down. So far, that is working out so far, and we are seeing that we are pushing down further, okay? The parallel channel has always been a place where anytime price came here, like this was 2021, 2022, price sold off. And we saw that in 2025, 2026. So 2021, 2022 is mirroring what we saw in 2025, right? 2025 here. And we are getting something similar in 2026. So if I go to the daily time frame, I see what looks like a inverse cap and handle. So I'll show you. So here you have my drawing tool. So if you look at this is rounded, right? So this is your cap. So that's your inverse cap and handle. So this is your cap. So we are going to come here, come to this area, right? That's where the 200 is. We'll get a bounce, right? A bounce like this, some kind of a bounce. That's going to be like that. We are going to get like consolidation bounce, and then we are going to get that sell-off, right? Sell-off in the market. All right, we're going to get that sell-off in the market. So that's inverse cap and handle. Let me see if I can find inverse cap and handle to show you guys. Inverse cap and handle pattern. So you see this? There you go. So that's how it looks like. So this is what I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting here in the market coming up soon. So as you can see here, that's the inverse cap and handle. So we're going to get that bounce. That bounce is going to come at the 200 SMA. And then from there it's going to go down, right? That's the type of pattern that I'm seeing here on the charts, right? So over here you can see that this part here, see here, this part is from the part from the top of that stuff. Where is it? Yeah, you see that this is the part, right? This is the part, invest capital, boom. So that's what I'm looking at. That's the kind of shape I'm looking at right now to happen here. So yeah, so tomorrow we'll be trading somewhere here where the green lines are, which is a big pull in the market, big sell in the market. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we see here in the SPY. And based on what happens here, we are going to determine if we are going to get the bounce. But I believe that the 200 is going to hold, right? We are going to bounce there. The same way we had these battles here in the 100 SMA, we are going to get that battle here at the 200. Okay, so the 200 SMA is going to be a critical level. So for now, this level is not even that relevant because right now it's the price is trading here. So if you get a move to the upside, it's going to come here and retest this area. Okay, so yeah, so that's for SPY. So SPY looking for an early bounce on Monday to see if we can hold. So this area here, this is going to be my demand zone, this area. See this whole area, 656 to 651 is going to be like the demand zone where I expect price to bounce and price to hold. Okay. All right. So let's check out the QQQ. QQQ as well. What is the overnight market? What is it trading right now? Let's see. That one too was down by 10 points. So QQQ is down by QQQ is even down by 11 points. So it's currently trading at 588. 588, right? So somewhere here, is at the is below the 200. So it's trading somewhere here right now. As we speak, it's trading here. That's where it's trading now. So let's approximate it. Let's say it's trading here at the 200. It's where it's trading right now. It's the 200 SMA. So that's the 200 SMA here, and then we have this here, this way. So let's say tomorrow we trade below here, price comes down, pierces this area and holds. So this 580, this zone has to hold, right? So this is an area where I expect price to hold. And if it holds, it's going to put in a double bottom here, somewhere here, and then we can do that push to the upside, right? So far I've been saying, so if you've been watching my YouTube live streams and been watching my videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was talking about this bear flag. I was saying for the longest time that this was a bear flag. Okay, this was a bear flag. So you see what happened on Friday? It held this bear flag place, but this candle was saying a story. This candle was showing that, okay, this is not good. This is meaning that there's more downside. And that's what we've got in here in the overnight trade and the futures gap down, right? Because we are heading into the weekend and investors were saying, you know what, I need to sell and come out of this because I'm not sure what's going to happen when the market opens this week, right? So we have this here, and then we have that here. See this? So here, this went down, and we have this here. This is the other levels, right? But we've broken it so far. We're trading here, so that means that the bear flag has been confirmed, right? So now what they have to do now is that they have to find a way to hold the 200. The next key support is the 200 SMA, and that has to hold, right? The 200 has to hold in order to make sure that it doesn't get worse. It doesn't get worse. So definitely there are going to be buyers who are going to be stepping in to hold this at the 200, right? At the 200 SMA. If the 200 SMA breaks, then we are going lower, right? We are going lower. We are going to come here if this zone does not hold. There is a little gap fill here. Which is a little gap fill here. That's an area where price can come to. And then, over here. But my ultimate target for this sell is here. Previous all-time highs. This area. Previous all-time highs. That's going to give us about 15% sell-off, right? 15% sell-off. So there you have it, right? 15% sell-off in the market. So yeah, so bear flag broken. we shall see what happened here tomorrow. So tomorrow's trades are going to be for the day traders. It's going to be all the swing traders. It's going to be the battle of. So now we finish the battle of the 100 SMA. That's gone and is done, right? That one is done. So the next battle is going to be the battle of the 200 SMA, right? The battle of the 200 SMA, and it looks like the bears now have control. Finally, they have control. It's been a while. They've been fighting this war for a long time, and they finally are headed in the right direction, right? So that's how I see this on Monday. Okay. All right. So let's look at the DIA as well. At this point, we have to look at all the major indices and see what's happening to them, and we can get them ready. DIA, let's see. DIA2 is looking. DIA is trading right now at 466.50. 466.50. Okay, so that's where it is. So DIA is not. It's not quite at the 200 yet, but definitely it's going to head to the 200 soon. So the 200. So every stock, every indices is now at close to the 200, near or close to the 200. So it's going to be a critical battle coming up. So with this one, I already mentioned in one of my the what's it called, the Tuesday videos, like on Thursday I talked about this head and shoulders, and look at what happened here. We've already broken it, right? We've broken the head and shoulders pattern, and then we are down here. And I was talking about this coming to all the way to like the 200, and we are very close to the 200 now. So if you look at this was one of the areas where I said it was going to come to. So if you have this is your measured move. If you put it here, it's going to bring you somewhere here, right? Somewhere here. It's going to bring you some. So we are trading somewhere here now from what we are seeing here. So it's about 6. DIA is at 466.50. 466.50 over here. Somewhere here. Okay, so that means that the measured move target has already been hit and we are exceeded it. Okay. All right. So tomorrow, what I'm looking at mainly for this is I'm checking to see what's happening here at the 200. That's what I'm looking for. And then based on that, if we see buys are stepping in, we can take some longs and capture the move to the upside. All right. Okay. And let's look at IWM. IWM also, IWM actually broke this April trend line. It broke it and is now headed down. Let me see what the IWM is trading now in the overnight trading session. IWM is $8 down. It's trading at 242, somewhere here. Trading at 242. Boom. 242, somewhere here. That's where the IWM is trading. So IWM is at a critical support at this area. So here, this here area there is a critical support for IWM. So I expect it to at least hold or get some kind of reaction. If not, we'll go to the 200. So once again, battle of the 200 SMA, right? Battle of the 200 SMA. Definitely, you're going to get a bounce there. Okay, so that's where the IWM is trading right now. All right. Okay. So now that we've gone through this, let's check out what Bitcoin is doing. Let's check out what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin was holding strong overnight in the overnight trading session on the weekend. It's been holding strong. So with Bitcoin, I'm looking for a specific move on Bitcoin, right? I'll show you guys here. So this is what I see here on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, this is a Bitcoin chart. This is a daily chart. So Bitcoin is staying resilient. It's holding the 50% range of this small parallel channel, right? So what I'm expecting from Bitcoin is that once the Nasdaq and the SPY start bouncing, we are going to see Bitcoin do like this and come up, right? So this is the area where I'm looking to see. Says Japan, South Korea stocks stumble over 6% as oil tops $100 amid broader Asian market rout. So that's and news I got from CNBC right now. So again, the oil situation is getting out of hand and is putting a lot of fear in the market. So as we go into tomorrow, we are going to hear more sell-off in the market. And the more the war continues, the more the Straits of Hormuz is closed, the worse this becomes, and then the market is going to sell off. So as oil continues rising, anytime you check and see oil is up, you know that the market is down. It's as simple as that. So here, what I'm looking for Bitcoin is for Bitcoin to hold and then make that kind of reversal. But that has to coincide with what the NASDAQ is doing. If the NASDAQ reverses or shows some kind of strength tomorrow or during the week, we are going to see Bitcoin rally. So this is all what I'm watching on Bitcoin. And then based on that, if we get that bounce, because here right now is at the 50% range, if we get that bounce, then I will look to get target setting crypto related names, and I'm going to trade them accordingly, right? So that's what I'm going to be watching. So one of the crypto names I'm going to be watching is CLSK. This is, this has a large short interest, and there's going to be, like, if we get a bounce, this is going to squeeze, right? So here, if I go to the weekly time frame, you can clearly see what's happening here. So this has held this trend line. This is from 2023. So based on, let me see what CLSK is trading. Let me see if they have it here on Yahoo Finance. CLSK. I just want to get a sense of where it's trading right now. It's currently trading at $8.75. So $8.75. Okay, somewhere here. So I'm expecting price to come here to this zone and then hold, right? At least if it can hold 821, it's trading above it now. Then if Bitcoin start going up, we are going to get that bounce, that squeeze, right? Because this is heavily shorted. So the slightest squeeze in the slightest rally in Bitcoin can get this to rally and go up really high. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be watching here for a Bitcoin play. Another Bitcoin play is going to be Coinbase. So Coinbase, we traded this successfully in the swing trading service last week. We caught this move here, this move here, we caught this move. And we were able to close the trade for 100% profit. And then we are here now at the 50, because you see the last time price came here at the 50, sold off, and it's doing the same thing here. So with the market being weak, let me see where Coinbase is trading right now. With the whole fear in the market now, where is Coinbase trading? Coinbase is trading at 187. Is that a gap fill? Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's close to the gap fill. Actually, here, see, that's where the gap fill is. So the gap fill is here. Let me go to a different board. The gap fill is here. So gap fill is somewhere here. So it's not bad, at least. As long as we fill the gap, that's good enough. We fill the gap. But Bitcoin, it's all going to be dependent on how Bitcoin performs, because this moves with Bitcoin, right? So here we have this here. So price is currently trading within this range, 187, somewhere here, 187, 189. So there's a lot of support levels here, such that if this comes and fill that gap, we can now reverse and do this. We can now reverse and do that, right? We can now reverse and do that. Okay, so that's something that I'm going to be watching. So again, if Bitcoin bounces, which I think Bitcoin has been resilient so far, the reason why you're not seeing a big sell-off in Bitcoin is that Bitcoin has sold off a lot. So if you go to the weekly time frame and look at Bitcoin, look at it. Look at this. So Bitcoin has been selling off. Where is it? Let me go use my measurement tool to figure this out. Just one sec here. Okay, there you go. That's my measurement. So this Bitcoin's all-time highs from here to here. Look at where it is. Bitcoin has sold off almost 52%, right? It still has more room to the downside. I expect it to sell by 80% for it to get to that level. So with Bitcoin, so for me as an investor, a crypto investor, this is why I'm going to be buying Bitcoin, right? If you go to the weekly, so Bitcoin is down here. It's close to the weekly, whatever. So I'm going to be buying, this is where I'm going to be buying Bitcoin. I'll show you where I'm going to be buying Bitcoin, right? So here I'm going to look at, I need it to go to, I think I'm using a different, let me go to the different, this is what I want. Where is Bitcoin? Okay, here. This is what it is. So you see here, Bitcoin typically reverses by 80%. So 23,000, that's fair value. That's where I'm going to be getting Bitcoin. 23,000. Once it comes there, I'll start buying, right? But even here, it's not bad. Like, where is it right now? It's not bad, right? You can buy some if you want, but there's still more downside. So this is the weekly time frame. This is the yellow line. That's the 200 week simple moving average. I want it to be trading below there, right? Below there is going to be more of a how do you call it? A deep value zone, right? That's a deep value zone, but I want it to come down lower than that, right? Lower than that. So I started buying Bitcoin in the bear market over here. See here, deep value zone, this place, around 15,000, 20,000 thereabouts, buying it here, and then yeah. So that's an area where I'm looking to get again. If price starts trading below this 200 week simple moving average, that's a good place to start buying. You can nimble in until we get the bounce, right? Yeah, but typically Bitcoin sells off by 80% and it's not yet done. So the 80% will take us to 26,000. Okay. All right. So with these trades, what I'm looking at is that I'm looking to see if this holds. If it holds, then I'll look to, and then if Bitcoin is rallying and Nasdaq, starts recovering, I'll attack Coinbase, and then we are going to get that move. So we're going to get like a candle. Let's say we go down and we get a candle like this, then we can go. So here, just note that this 50 SMA is critical, right? We need to get a break and close above it, right? Here we tried to do that, but the following day we couldn't, right? It went to 213 and it couldn't. So that's what's happening now. So we shall see what happens here this week. But Coinbase and crypto names are names that I'm going to be watching closely. Also, next one, the MVP of the market has been let's go to the futures market. The MVP of the market from last week has been CL, crude oil. Okay, look at that. Holy smokes. Holy smoky smoke. Look at that. So look at this. This is an oil chart. I believe I reviewed this some time back here, where we did the crude oil thing and see the breakout. So this is from March 2025. It held here. So this is what? A quadruple bottom, right? And then they got that breakout here, and then we saw that breakout and it's here. So right now, oil has gone as high as, this is a high, 111, right? So if this continues, next target is going to be here, 124, and then here. So this week, going to this week, what I'm looking to do is that I'm looking to short oil, right? I'm looking for a short. I'm not looking to go long here. No, I'm not doing that, right? So in the stock market or in the markets, you always have to think opposite of conventional wisdom, right? Conventional way of thinking doesn't work in the market. You have to think the opposite. Okay. So you see, oil is rising, rallying and stuff. I'm not going to be buying here because this is extended. It needs to pull back, right? So if you get that pullback that comes in and fill this gap, that's going to be a good move, right? A good move. But then that's going to depend on how the war situation happens, right? If matters continue getting worse, then fine. It's going to go up and it's going to go to the area. So what I'm looking to do is that I'll be looking to open a position here using the oil ETF. We are going to review the oil ETF very shortly here. That is the oil ETF is what's the name of that oil ETF? US oil. United States oil, right? This one. So USO, if you look at the charts, it's really looks like a nice chart. So over here, look at this. So USO, this is a weekly time frame. Yeah, this is a weekly time frame of USO. It's an ETF that tracks crude oil. Okay, so here we have USO. If you look at this put in an inverted and shoulders pattern here, and then this is a weekly time frame, and then this consolidated for several months. Look at this. This consolidated from we'll say 2023, or even before then 2022, all throughout to this time. It has been consolidating for almost 4 years. And then guess what happens? Once we broke above this trend line, this downsloping trend line, we got this big squeeze, right? So technicals always shows you what's about to happen before it happens, right? So you have to position yourself because you don't know what news is going to cause the thing to move. But here, the technicals were saying that, okay, this has been consolidating for several months. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the move. It was consolidating for 4 years. And now we are getting that move now. So the next target here for this is 130. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be nimbling into a short, whereby, if you are entering these positions, you don't go in with full size, right? You nimble in, like you buy, 10% of your position, 20%, 30, you size in accordingly. And then once we get here, this area, this is an area where I believe that price has to reject. And then we can get the move, a flash to the downside. Once we get that flash, capture the move, then you make money, right? So that's how we are going to look to trade it. So this area here is an area where I'm going to be watching closely, right? And here you can get put options for this. If the trade triggers, you can get put options. You can see how oil has been trading like yesterday, on Friday, the contracts really went up. So here I'm going to be looking for mostly for either a day trade or swing trade on this. If it's swing trade, you have to buy time and hold it for a while. An alternative way to trade this is going to be using a leverage ETF called, you can use the invest ETF, right? Because this might be very expensive to buy puts. So what you can do is that you can buy this, you can start accumulating this, right? So this is an invest ETF, right? It's a leverage ETF. So basically what it is that anytime crude oil goes up by 1%, this sells up by 2%. So the reason why this is down is because it has inverse correlation with crude oil. So anytime crude oil is up, this is down, right? And because this is down, what is happening is that if oil starts reversing direction, like from instead of going up, it's coming down, we are going to get a spike in this, right? So what I'm looking to get here is I'm looking to get something like a $12 calls. Then I'll buy time on it, like buy 1 month out, 2 months out, and you buy it because this is inverse correlation. So you have to buy the call option, not the puts, because it's going down, right? Alternatively, you can also get UCO. UCO is a double ETF, but this one you have to get because this one moves the same way as the USO. So if USO is going up or crude oil is up, this one goes up by twice. So you can get here, you can get the put options of this, and then you can ride it to the downside once oil starts going down, right? So that's how I'm going to look to play this. So crude oil is on my watch list this week here. And last week we got some puts on Occidental. So we have Occidental here in the day trading room. We caught a move on Occidental. So Occidental now should be up tonight. It's up already, like Occidental and ExxonMobil. All those stocks are up right now. So here we have this Occidental. Let me see what's trading now overnight. Let's check out the overnight trading session. OXY is trading at $2 up. So 56.50 is down the highs of this. 56.50. So it's trading somewhere here, 56.50. So that's just the overnight numbers. It can change by tomorrow. So this is where price is at right now. And then depending on what happens overnight, this can change. So with this, like if price holds this area and continues pushing, we can target the $60 mark and push this to the upside, and then we can get to other targets. So the other targets here, this one is 64. And then from there, we have other targets here, little one here at 61. So we shall see how that works out with Occidental, right? But the main ones I'm going to be targeting is the USO, SCO, or UCO, whichever one, depending on how the trade sets up. I'll go for the one that can, is economical to trade. Okay. Next thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at silver and gold, right? Silver and gold. We have silver and gold, silver and gold, silver and gold. So let's look at gold, GOLD. This is this one, yeah. So gold doesn't look like gold is pulling back. Gold is pulling back here. Look at gold. Right, gold is pulling back. So so for gold, what I'm looking for gold to do is I need gold to pull back into this area. See where the red line is? Every single time it comes there, it bounces, right? That area it bounces. So I'm looking for gold to do the same thing. If the sell continues, come here, then buy, step in, then we take it back up again, right? So that's what I'm looking for gold to do. And then for silver, let's see what silver is doing. Silver is, is putting this is a bear flag here. It's a bear flag on silver. It's a bear flag on silver. So if you look at this, let me take this out, move all drawings. So this is a bear flag. So you have your flagpole, and then you have your bear flag, right? It's breaking now. That's a bear flag. So I expect this to come there somewhere here, and then try to see if it can bounce. If it doesn't, then it's going to come down here to the next target. Then over here, we shall see how that plays out. But this bear flag is breaking down now. It's breaking below this bear flag, and it's going to come here next. Okay. Alrighty. So now we've gone through silver and gold. Let's look at the stocks, the individual stocks, right? Before I do that, we have a masterclass coming up on Saturday. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do check out the link in the YouTube content here. Check out the link. There's a registration link there. I'll post the link here again as well. Make sure you sign up. Start filling up fast. So in this masterclass, I'll just put the link here and I'll talk about what the masterclass is going to be about. Just one sec here and put this in. Boom. There you go. So we have it here. So make sure you sign up and make sure you share the link with your friends and family for everybody to attend. So in this masterclass, I'm going to talk about the 8-step. I'm going to talk about the 8-step stock options cash flow blueprint. This is a beginner-friendly system where it can help busy professionals. So if you're busy with a 9-to-5, or you are a busy professional, you're a doctor, you're a financial advisor, you're busy, you don't have time to watch charts and all this stuff, this is a very good strategy for you, right? Whereby you can invest and make 25 to 50% returns a year from this, right? So this strategy here, what we do is that I'm going to discuss about how to make money without working. So basically, you set and forget, you check it from time to time, and then you collect your money and move on, right? So this is a strategy that once you master it, you can turn yourself into an insurance company, right? Insurance companies don't lose money, right? Most of the times you pay insurance and you don't get any claims. If there are no claims, then you continue paying. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this masterclass. So if you've not signed up, please do and sign up to it. And I'm going to show those that attend how you can capitalize on this market volatility to make a mint using this strategy, right? So there are certain stocks that I'll give you case studies that of stocks that I've done recently using this strategy to make passive income. So with this strategy, if you set it up well and you know how to use it, you can actually use it to pay your living expenses, right? Pay rent, pay mortgage, pay all sort of things, right? To set it up, and you can pull money from the market consistently, and it's very low risk kind of strategy. Okay, so if you've not signed up, please sign up, share it with your friends and family, get everybody to sign up, and then we'll see you guys on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, all right, so let's go back to what we were doing here. So now that I've gone through the key indices and commodities and everything like that, we are going to go to the individual stocks. So the first one I have on my radar is this stock here, WDC. So on Saturday, I'm going to be talking about WDC as well. These memory chip companies were really hot, right? They've been hot this year, right? They've been really, really like, they were going ballistic. They were going crazy. You look at this, look at the monthly. So in the last 3 months, right? This is December, right? December, this close of December, right? So this is January, February, this March. So from January to this alone did 75% return, right? And this stock, its premiums are really, really expensive. Look at here. This is a weekly premium, right? Just for this week, $20, $2,000. This is $13, right? So with the strategy that I'm going to be talking about on Saturday, I have a position here on this whereby I'm collecting premiums on this. And based on now that this is selling, that means that the premium, I just took the premium and the option is going to go worthless. So I'm going to discuss all that on Saturday. So you should not miss that masterclass. Okay. So here we are here now. I expect this to try to bounce here because if you look at this, the last time we came here, it bounced. I need to check where it's trading now overnight. Let's see where it's trading because I expect this to sell. Or maybe it's just showing relative strength. Let's see. WDC. Okay, WDC is down by $13. So it's trading here at let me go to a different board. It's trading here at this area now to 33, 32. So I've been saying for the longest time that these stocks at some point they are going to go down, right? So here, this way is that if market is to open right now, this way is going to trade. So what I think is going to happen is that if the Nasdaq start recovering, we are going to get a remount of this. We are going to get a remount of the 50. So what can happen is that you can get a candle like this, which is like a wick. Get the wick here. It came all the way here, like a wick. Came all the way here. And then what did it do? Then from there, it did that stuff and it held this. So this 50 SMA is going to be an area where I'm going to be looking to see if this can hold. If it holds, then I'm going to look to take a long trade. Going to look to take a long trade, and then we can ride it to the upside, right? But then it's going to depend on what the Nasdaq does. Because if the Nasdaq can hold that 200 SMA, then you can target stocks that are your favorite stocks, and then you can do some quick ride to the upside until it goes back down again. So WDC is a stock that I'm watching. However, if you continue here, next target is going to be here. And then we'll head towards this area where the 100 SMA is, right? So if the market sell-off continues, then we are going to get this to be trading at 198, right? 198 is the next major target where I expect that it should bounce over there. But I'll not be surprised if we get a remount of this 50 sometime tomorrow or sometime this week, right? So these memory chip companies have been really strong this year. And if you've been watching my videos, I talked about this rounding top here. And we are seeing the rounding top play out nicely, right? This is a rounding top, right? Rounding top. Put a circle on it. You can see that we have that rounding top, and that's what we're seeing here. So price is still going down. Okay, so if price is open right now, this is where we are going to be trading. It's going to be trading somewhere here. So we shall see how that works out tomorrow. I'm going to be watching this here closely. If is unable to remount this, that's an area where you can set up a short and you can short it to the downside and capture these gains to the downside. Next stock that I'm watching is also in the same area, SanDisk. So this same stock is SNDK. So SanDisk is heading to this area. So let me see where it's trading right now in the overnight market. So the reason why this area is very important is we have this. Last time price came here, it bounced. Right? So my idea is that these stocks were doing well before the Iran war started. So if the market recovers and markets start going up again, these stocks are going to come back up. So these are the stocks that you have to be watching, so that once the dust settles, you can go and capitalize on them. So let me see where it's trading right now. I believe that this must have sold off a lot. SNDK here. It's trading at 495. 495. Is that this thing? Look at it. You see? So stocks respect key levels, right? It's trading here at 495, which is above this level. So this is going to be a target that we have to be watching for a potential bounce. So price comes here, holds this area, and tries to make a bounce, and then maybe it's going to come somewhere here, and then lose steam and come back down, something of that sort. So we'll see how that plays out in the coming days. Okay. So with oil prices going up and with chaos in the Middle East, I think airlines are going to struggle. Airlines, right? Because that means that their gas has to be expensive now. And I've seen that airline stocks are being demolished. So if you look at this, this is Delta Air. Delta Air is down. It's trading below the 200 SMA. So where is Delta Air going? Let's look at the weekly time frame. So I see critical support here. What is this? This area here. So I expect it to hold this weekly support level. So if it holds the weekly support level, it's going to be an area where you can look to buy call options, and if it holds, we can get that pop to the upside, right? So DAL is one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching as well to see if it can hold this support. Okay. Next one is Starbucks. Starbucks is looking. So Starbucks looking for this break here, break of this trend line, but because of the gap down tonight, maybe we can get this to be red. But if once it recovers, it's going to break out. So I'm watching for a breakout for Starbucks where we can push here into 101 and beyond. So Starbucks is a stock that I'm going to be watching closely here this week. Let me put the alerts. $100. Let me know, and I'm going to look to buy this. One that I'm going to look to short is ASTS. So ASTS, I talked about it on Thursday in my game plan in the YouTube video. So if you look at this, you have a head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so with this head and shoulders pattern, typically what happens is that you have this area here serving as your neckline. So let me just use this. Let's keep it that way. Use this, the 100 SMA, as your neckline. So here, if you have this, you can see that this is from here to here is what. So this can, if the sell-off continues, this thing is going to sell to this area. That's what so the measured move shows you that it's going to come to all this area. Right now, overnight, let me see where it's trading at. The overnight market. ASTS. Oh, it's down by 3 points. So let's say it's down. So this is where it is now. What is it trading now? $85. Let's just put $85. So that's where it is. So it's trading above the 100. So the 100 is going to be an area where I expect price to bounce. So if price holds here, we can get a bounce. But this is an investor in shoulders pattern, and we can trigger that move to the downside. Okay. Next is Tesla. So Tesla here is at it's heading to a critical level here. So if you look at this is where the 200 is a 200 SMA. And then we have multiple support levels, right? We have this as support, this as support, this one as well here. Okay. So I'm expecting Tesla to at least find a way to hold this 385 level. Let's see what it's trading now. So Tesla is trading at 386 right now. So it's somewhere here. See, Tesla is trading somewhere here. Okay. It's trading above this critical level. So tomorrow, I'm going to be watching this level very, very closely. And especially if we can remount the 200. So you see that. So if the S&P 500 remounts holds the 200 and Tesla holds the 200, you can take a long trade on this and we get a bounce, sizable bounce that can take us to this area, trade above this 20 SMA level, because the 20 SMA has been acting as resistance, right? So if we can get a move that does this, we can something like this, right? So that's what I'm looking for in Tesla, right? Tomorrow. However, if we lose the 200, and most importantly, we lose this 385, then that 385 is going to act as resistance now, and that's going to be smooth selling. We are going to get a sell to this area, sell to somewhere here first, and then we can go lower from there. Okay, so I'm going to be watching Tesla really closely to see how he's able to hold and how he's able to bounce from this if the market stays strong, if the market reverses and comes back strong. Also, I'm looking at other tickets here. Microsoft as well. Microsoft was good last week, but the fear in the market is causing it to sell. I see that it's down. Microsoft is down, so we shall see how it behaves tomorrow. It's down to like 400. The last time I checked, it's down to 400. So somewhere here, which is not a big deal. As long as it holds this support level, it can still go back up and do its thing. That is going to be dependent on the market. So I think what you have to know is that stocks that have sold off a lot, when you get these big sells in the market or gap downs, it's not going to sell that much, right? It's just going to pull back and then wait and consolidate a bit. And once price start moving up, general market start moving up, this is going to move up and push as well. Okay. A small cap stock that I'm watching is SMCI. So we have a swing trade with this SMCI. SMCI is, I believe that SMCI still has a lot of room. A squeeze can come with this. So here you have SMCI here. Let me go to the third one. This is this, yeah. So this is where we are at with SMCI. And I believe that if this can hold, like it's been holding this trend line, if it can hold, even if it comes back here to retest this, no problem. As long as it holds here, we can get that move to the upside one of these days once the market shows strength. So let me see where SMCI is trading this tonight. SMCI is down by SMCI. It's just 1 point down, so it's trading around $30 mark, somewhere here. Let's just put here. So it's trading around this region. Yeah, exactly. This area. That's where it is right now. So as long as it holds this area somewhere, at some point, it's going to make a move to the upside if the market recovers. Okay. Yeah. So these are the key things that I have here. I also have IGV. I also had a swing trade on it together with Microsoft. This one gave me 105%. 105%. And this is a software ETF, and software names have been demolished this year. And if this can hold, like here, so this, if you go to the log chart, you can see that this is a trend line. This is a 2008 trend line, and has been holding it so far, and it's held here. So this market sell-off thing is going to be maybe a possible pullback, maybe pullback into somewhere here, and then from there it can now go up again. But this was a very nicely executed trade, and it worked out really nicely. Okay, all right, guys. So that's about it for tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Put your questions in the chat. I've gone through some of my top tickets for the week, but mostly what I'm looking at is how oil is trading, and then based on that, I'll use that to gauge my trade plans and how I'm going to position myself for the week, right? If oil continues going up, then we are going to continue shorting the market and the associated stocks or the other stocks that some of them that I've listed here. Not everything. You can trade everything, right? You just have to pick and choose which stocks work best for you in terms of the setup and the probabilities and all that stuff. And then based on that, you can capitalize on it. So those in our swing trade. So if you want to join our swing trading service, you know what to do. You go to our website, that's tradingrate.com. So I've already provided my top 3 tickets for the week for the swing trading members. And these tickets are ready to move tomorrow, as early as tomorrow. And I don't publish those tickets here on YouTube. So if you want to get those tickets, I'll put the link here. Then you can sign up and you can join us in trading those tickets. And yeah. So let me know if you have any questions, guys. I am done here for tonight, and we are looking forward to the market open tomorrow. We shall see how the market reacts to the overnight gap down and overnight sell-off. Okay, so I'll wait here for a minute and see if there are any questions, and then if there are no questions, I will just wrap up and we can connect tomorrow with the day trading team. We'll day trade tomorrow. We'll day trade the NQ, the ES, all that good stuff. So let me check what the NQ is doing. I got a shot on NQ immediately the futures market open, because I figured the market was going to sell. So I caught a nice shot. Look at that. So we have, so you see, this was this thing I drew, the bear flag. So the bear flag has been broken. Bear flag has been broken. This is the flagpole. This is the bear flag. So the bear flag has been broken here. You see the candle finally broken. So again, technicals is technicals, right? You know, once you just have to understand it. Note that technicals is not 100% foolproof. There's nothing in life that's 100% accuracy. At least it puts the probabilities in our favor. So right now, the QQQ is trading below the 200 SMA, and it's going down. Going down here. So we shall see how that works out tomorrow. Let's look at the ES futures for the S&P 500. That one is at the 200. That one is at the 200, right? So we shall see. So you see the stuff I drew. This is your cap here. It's your cap forming. It's your cap. And then now, once we are going to get that bounce. So here, the bounce is going to come here. So this is the cap. And then we are going to get the bounce here. That's going to take us to somewhere like this. And then from there, we get that sell to the downside. That's what I'm looking at. All right, so let me see if there are any questions. Once again, we are doing the masterclass coming up on Saturday, right? You don't want to miss this masterclass. The link is in this YouTube content. check it out, and I'll put the link here as well. So if you've not signed up, please do ASAP before all the seats go away. So I'm going to put it here, and you can sign up and join us on Saturday as we talk about the masterclass, stocks and options masterclass. So this is a beginner-friendly masterclass, so anyone can attend. You don't need to have any experience trading or investing before. You can come in and learn about how to use the stock market to create safe and reliable passive income, whereby you can pull money from the market on a bi-weekly basis, weekly basis, or monthly basis. It depends on how you want to set it up, right? Using options, right? And I'm going to show you guys case studies of how this strategy has been used. We have the basic strategy, and then the advanced strategy as well. So I'll show you both, how both have been used to make money from the market. And this is something that you can do. And I call it what you do without working, right? Because this stuff, like some of the trades that I intentionally took them so that we can use them as case studies, right? And those ones were taken 2 weeks ago. And I've just checked them. Last week, I just checked them once. Just checked like 5 minutes, check to see what was happening. And then next week, like tomorrow, most of those options are going to be worthless anyways. So I'm going to be closing some of them, or I'll wait till Friday and then close it, right? So I'll show you how to set those things up so that you can pull money from the market, and in a very safe manner. So if you are an insurance broker, if you are a financial advisor, this is something that you need. This is something that, and if you're into real estate, right? Real estate folks, like, you can also use this as well, right? So I have a lot of real estate clients that have, some sold real estate and used it to do this strategy here, right? Whereby you can be pulling money without hassle. Because if you're a landlord or something, it's a hassle, right? I'm not going to lie to you, it's a hassle, right? Whereby you are chasing tenants, you are maybe there's a leak somewhere, and if you don't have a plumber and you want to do it yourself, you have to fix it. And in terms of real estate stuff, cash flow is not there, right? Cash flow is not there. So this can be your cash flow, right? Then you can use it to reinvest in more real estate to create more, so that you have more properties and stuff like that, and you can use that to get more cash flow, right? So this is the masterclass that you have to attend. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. All right. So have a good night, guys. We'll connect in the morning. Those that we day trade, the day trading subscribers, and also the swing trading subscribers as well. The tickets have been, my top 3 tickets for the week have already been posted in the swing trading subscribers portal. So go there and check it out and get ready for tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye for now.